welcome to This Day. It is Friday, April 21st. Now, we don't have any meetings to tell you about, so we'll just jump to who's on our program. Well, today we have Young Kim, who is our California representative for the 40th District, and she's going to tell us about all the stuff that she's been working on and what's going on in our country. And then we have the crazy quilters of Laguna Woods, and we've got Donna Carback and Nancy Allen, who are here to tell us about a fantastic fundraiser that they have been working on for a really long time. Let's take a look at our weather. Well, we are warming up just a bit for a few days, and then we're going to be back down in the 60s. So we're looking at 79.57 today, 79.56 tomorrow, and then we drop to 70.54, 65.53, and then 63.52. If you are traveling, take a look at these numbers. Beaches are looking pretty good. 72.56, 73.55, 73.56. Palm Springs 93.66. Tahoe 57.35. Big Bear 62.36. Mammoth 52.28. And Las Vegas 85.60. Our sunrise this morning was at 6:13, and our sunset will be at 7:26. And I think going forward, I'm going to find all the fantastic gardens here in the United States. So this one is the Mohonk Mountain House, built in done in 1869 in New Paltz, New York. So I just thought I'm going to bring those to you over the course of the next couple of months. Now, to stay informed, unfortunately, the City of Laguna Woods is no longer going to be doing personal medication drop-off and after June 30th. New legislation states that drug companies are now responsible for disposing all of medications that they produce, and they are going to do that free of charge for you. To find the location that's closest to you, go to www.med/project.org. And you can find where to drop those off. All right, when we come back, we will have Young Kim, so stick around.
We are the first light after a cancer diagnosis.
The illuminated entry point to life-saving cancer therapies and novel treatments
often sought by the rest of the world.
We are a dedicated team of more than 400 physicians
and 1,000 scientists and researchers.
We are cancer-focused, but human-centric.
We are thousands of breakthrough discoveries.
We are where cancer stops
and life keeps on getting lived.
The future of cancer treatment is here.
Living and learning in Laguna Woods Village is a unique experience. For over 45 years, the Emeritus Institute has provided tuition-free college classes within your community. Join us to experience expert faculty, quality academics, and to make friends through the Emeritus Institute. New classes start every semester, and you can join nearly any time. Visit us anytime at saddleback.edu/emeritus. Learn, live, and thrive with the Emeritus Institute.
Welcome back. Well, today I have Young Kim here, who is our California representative for the 40th District. Welcome back. How are you?
Thank you for having me back, Lisa. I'm doing good.
You're welcome. And I know you just went on a whirlwind trip, just got back yesterday. Yes. So you're here to tell us all about that, and
sure.
I appreciate it.
I see the picture over there. So as chairwoman of the Indo-Pacific of the House Foreign Affairs Committee, I joined Chairman Michael McCall, who serves as chairman of the overall committee. So it was a bipartisan delegation of 9 members. We went to visit with our allies and partners in the region. Okay. We went to Japan, South Korea, and Taiwan to rally support for discussing the potential contingency plans should there be a conflict in the Taiwan Strait. Mm-hmm. As you saw, our delegation was welcomed. Before we landed in Taiwan, China sent 3 fighter vessels in the Taiwan Strait. Mm-hmm. It was clearly a intimidation tactic, but we were not deterred by that. We were there on a mission to talk to our allies to start the conversation now, not later, before the conflict begins. And so the message was very clear. Our allies and friends were telling us that we need to do more to bring our allies and protect Taiwan should there be a conflict there, and they want us to do more in that regard.
Well, I'm sure they do, but you know, it seems like most of our efforts really are with Ukraine. So how do you divvy up all of our resources?
So our allies actually were telling us, Japan and South Korea, for example, they see a lot of parallel with what Russia's invasion in Ukraine is to potential Chinese Communist Party wanting to take over Taiwan. Obviously, we don't want any war. We want peace and freedom, and that's what we heard from our friends. But this conversation we're having with Japan and South Korea about Taiwan is something that we would not have had even just a few years ago. So the tension in the peninsula, because you know what, the parallel is this. Northeast Asia is critical strategic region for us in Indo-Pacific. So they want to make sure that their support is there, but they also want United States to show leadership. They will be there to stand with United States in terms of supporting Taiwan, but we also need to show our strength. And so what we showed, the weakness during the August 2021 with the Afghanistan, they saw weakness. This is what caused Russia to invade Ukraine. The weakness is also watched by Xi Jinping in China, North Korea's Kim Jong-un with potential threat in South Korea. So they're watching our leadership very carefully. So we need to lead. How do we do that? We need to lead by projecting the strength. And that's what we were trying to do, talking to our friends and allies in the Indo-Pacific, telling them the United States is there, we're ready to provide any support. That's what we need to do. Taiwan, they already purchased and paid for, and we have not delivered $19 billion of arms that they already purchased. So this is what we need to do first. Taiwan and the people of Taiwan have the resiliency, just like the Ukrainians. They can defend themselves, but they need help. They want those arms that they pay for. That's what we came back, and that's what we're going to try to do. Talk to the Department of State, Department of Defense, find out why the delay is, and where we can redirect our efforts and bring those arms and deliver that to Taiwan that they already paid for.
Well, it was a step in the right direction. You've got lots of great information now. Good luck to you and the rest to get most of that done.
Yes,
so we'll look forward to hearing about that. So now the debt ceiling. Boy, there's been a lot of talk about that, and I'm sure that our residents are not very happy about hearing about potential Social Security and Medicare cuts.
Well, let me be very clear on this one too. As we continue our conversation and the debate, I know Speaker Kevin McCarthy is also calling on President Biden. After the first initial meetings that were already like a couple months ago, we are ready to have another conversation. So we are talking to them about the various options to make sure that our financial status in the world is protected, but also at the same time, as we debate this debt ceiling, we need to make sure that we protect Social Security and Medicare. These are the funds that seniors worked all their lives. We want to make sure that they are insured, that it's protected, and that's the conversation. That is going to be off the table, for example. Don't touch that. I've talked about this before when I was on the show with you, but not raising the debt ceiling. It's not going to be the last option for us, at least not for me, because again, the debt ceiling conversation is about what we need to do to pay for the stuff that we already spent. So that's the discussion. I just hope that our leaders will come together and have a serious, honest conversation to get this discussion going.
Right, and there's many representatives and folks in our legislature who are saying these things and who are saying that what we're hearing potentially are lies and it's really not going to happen and this and that. So good to know that you're on the inside to tell us all the details. So you are working on a bill that is for business owners that are 65 and over. Is there an issue with them right now?
No. Last cycle, I introduced golden premiership legislation. We ran out of time in terms of getting that through the finish line. So I'm reintroducing it. And the reason for that is, for the last decade, the people between the ages of 50 and 60, they are the most number of people that are launching to start a new businesses. And those between the 55 and 65 are the business owners that have the most number of businesses open, and they are the largest employers. Yet, they have the professional experience and personal experience. But when they start a new business, after they gain all of this experience working for another company, for example, they need additional help to adapt to ever-changing technologies.
Yes.
So that's where this training program will come in through my golden premiership legislation. So that's the purpose of it. This time we're introducing it early, so we have the rest of 118 Congress to work on and get it through the finish line.
Okay, and so it would introduce them to obviously different types of technology and computers and internet. How would you utilize that? Would it go through a school?
Actually, the program called the SCORE, which is administered through the Small Business Administration. So it will enhance the existing SCORE program, but focus on providing them with the technology. Probably, there's so many. It will really enhance them with the new tools they need to understand. Used to be you had to hire an accountant, but now we have so many different type of accounting tools that you can use. But more important, everybody's on internet, online. Everything is done without actually being in person to provide the type of services that we have come to know traditionally. So this type of training will help our seniors over the age of 60 especially to be better equipped with new technologies.
I love it. Thank you. That is a good thing. And of course, you have an office that folks can come in, call. What are your office hours? And
so in Laguna Woods, we have a mobile office hours, and it's on third Thursday of every month. So this month in Laguna Woods, we'll be here on April 20th from 9 a.m. till 1 p.m. So please contact us. We have two district offices, one in Mission Viejo and at the City Hall, and the other one is right here at the Laguna Woods.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Very nice to see you, and thank you for all the work that you do.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. If you want more information about anything that's going on with Young Kim, you can go to youngkim.house.gov. We'll be right back.
Has hearing others been more difficult lately? If so, it might be time to look into hearing aids. But how do you know which hearing aid is right for you? At Hearing Remedy, we offer a free hearing aid test drive, a hassle-free way to find the perfect hearing aid for you, a no-pressure process that truly puts you in the driver's seat. Here's how it works. Contact Hearing Remedy to schedule an initial hearing evaluation. We'll check your hearing, and if the results show that you could benefit from hearing aids, we will fit them to you the same day with no commitment or deposit required. Take them for a test drive around the house, out on the town, and any place that you typically have trouble hearing. Come back in a week, and if it's not improving your life, we'll fit you with another hearing aid until we find the perfect one for you. It's really that easy. Call Hearing Remedy to schedule your risk-free hearing aid test drive today.
At Genesis of Laguna Niguel, we care about every customer and treat you like family. So think of us kind of like a good grandson. We take our time to go over all your new Genesis's technology features, step by step, all in the comfort of our showroom while enjoying complimentary refreshments. Or if you prefer, we can deliver your new Hyundai and cover everything in person. It's that easy. For a simply better buying and ownership experience, visit Genesis of Laguna Niguel.
Welcome back. Well, we have Nancy and Donna here on behalf of the Crazy Quilters of Laguna Woods. Well, welcome, ladies. Nice to see you. How are you today?
Thank you. Doing
Great,
well.
thanks.
Good. Well, thanks for coming in. Now, we've had you guys on before, and you always have some remarkable quilts that you have made by hand, and you have a team that does it. Tell me a little bit about the club and how it all got started.
Well, in 2001, I noticed a notice in the Globe, and we met at Clubhouse 2 in a very small room, and I think there might have been 25, 30 ladies crowded in there, and we wanted to form a quilt club, and from there we began.
That's awesome. That's great. And you said you're one of the charter members, so you've been a member since
Yes.
that time, right?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. And how about you?
I joined when I moved here just about 5 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Had you quilted before?
Yes, I quilted for about 15 years before
wow.
in Northern California.
Okay. And what organization was it? Was it through a school, or how did
It
that
was
come
also a quilt guild, Amador
Okay.
Valley Quilters. They had been in existence when I joined for probably 35 years and had about 150 members. Very
Okay.
active in the community, and
Okay.
yeah, a lot of fun.
Well, it's great, and it's a unique thing. I mean, there's sewing involved. There's a variety of other things that are involved. So, tell me why someone would get into quilting.
Well, good question. To make a quilt, I think. Many of the people who come to the quilt room want to make a quilt for a friend or a family member.
Okay.
And often they start with the smaller quilts, baby quilts. So usually it starts with something personal that they want to do.
Is that and so when you think about quilting, primarily it is a personal thing more than, because I mean there's sewing and there's a variety of other things that you could do. What makes the quilting so special?
Well, I guess part of it is the artistic expression, but the fact that it is useful and that it can become an heirloom and become a memory that someone cherishes and takes with them.
Right.
So it's a good way to, I think, to give of yourself to someone else.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great. And so you guys are obviously creating quilts for a variety of different organizations. I know you've been here before talking about other times, but this time it's something very special. Tell me about it.
Well, actually, Nancy suggested this project.
Well, several years ago, we made quilts for our local fire station. And I thought maybe it was time we did it again as the personnel had changed. So we thought, well, that's 39 quilts. That's 3 shifts of men. So it just caught fire, and many of the
No pun intended.
ladies, no pun intended, that we would make these quilts, and they have been completed enough now. And it's been quite an exciting journey getting this done.
Right.
And these will specifically go to the Laguna Woods Station 22, which is just right in
Yes.
our backyard here.
For-
And you said that 39 quilts, so 39 of them, so it goes on each one of their beds, or how does that
Yeah,
work?
there are 3 shifts of men, I understand, and so there is a quilt for each man.
Oh, that's nice. That is very nice. And look, we're showing some of the quilts that are behind you now. And, how long does one of these quilts take?
Depends on who's the quilter. Some people, I've bought fabric and just presented it to other quilters and said, can you think of something? And I'll come back a day or two later. And they've figured out a pattern, sewed it together, and the top is done. And then between Nancy and I, we've done most of the quilting of through all the layers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it could be fast, or if it's me, it could take a long time.
Yeah,
So-
well, I guess it just depends on what you're trying to achieve. How large are these quilts?
They're all at least 60 inches wide, and they're all 90 inches long. One of our members' son is a firefighter, and she says, oh, we should go to the fire station and make sure we make them big enough for their beds. So they all have extra long twin beds.
Oh,
so these are bigger than most of the quilts that we usually make. So they're all big enough to definitely cover them up in their beds, and we got to see their little rooms, which were pretty cool. So.
And they're all, like you said, themed, of course, for the fire department themselves. And
Right.
I've seen some really great things behind you. You've got some flames, and you have fire, the fire dog, and the engines. Was it difficult to find all this different kind of stuff?
No, it's actually fun and pretty easy.
Not really.
Yes, shopping's the part of quilting that I like the best.
Right, is the best,
Yeah,
is the best.
right.
And how many folks did you have working on these quilts?
Oh my gosh. We didn't count that up. I've counted up the quilts, but I didn't count up the makers.
Okay.
And it was anybody chose their own pattern, their own colors, and the only thing that we did consistently was to include the patch from the logo, which I got permission from the chief to have it printed onto fabric and included in each. So somewhere on each of the quilts, there's the logo for the fire station.
Okay, fantastic. Now, I know that you have been on before, and you've talked about a variety of different things that you have sewn for. Pillowcases for CASA, City of Hope for the cancer patients there, and then also Memorial Care Hospital, where you did placemats. That's great. So quilting is all different kinds of things.
Yes, it is, definitely.
All right.
And plus, we've used it for fundraising for other clubs. So right now the library has a library-themed quilt that was made by our members, and we also have an exhibit about quilts there. So they're using it for specific fundraising goals, and then we'll share in some of those profits to help us buy the backing and batting. Most of the top fabric we get donated, but we still have to raise money to complete the quilts with the backing and batting.
Okay, fantastic. And then, of course, you're going to be presenting these quilts to Fire Station 22, and that's going to be on, Thursday, May 4th at 2 p.m.
Right, that'll be in Clubhouse 1, and that also is International Firefighters Day.
Oh, what a great honor.
Yeah.
That is nice, and that will be right here in the village at Clubhouse 1 in the ballroom and patio, and everyone is welcome.
Yes.
Fantastic. Now, let's talk about when you guys meet. When does the Quilters Club meet?
We meet the second Wednesday of the month in Clubhouse 7 at 1 o'clock.
Okay.
That's the general meeting.
That's the general meeting.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, perfect.
And the room is open. Our room is shared with the emeritus classes.
Okay.
So all the sewing and that sort of thing. So our schedule changes with the emeritus schedule. But when we are there, and it's posted in Clubhouse 4, there's always someone there who can help a person with any questions, and right from the very beginning of quilting. Anything you have a question about, a project you want to start, just come in and someone will be there to help.
Fantastic. And then let's talk about something was just approved for you. And I didn't realize how large these were.
It's big and it's expensive. So we purchased and donated a long arm quilting machine. So that's what is done after it's pieced and the 3 layers are put together. To hold them together, you quilt it. So Nancy's done dozens and dozens of quilts on a regular machine.
Okay.
But you have to kind of squish all that fabric inside the arm of a machine. This one is it's probably longer than this table.
Yeah.
And you just lay the whole quilt out and roll it on 2 rollers. And then you steer the machine over the fabric.
Oh, and that makes all the little lines.
And that makes all the little lines, yeah.
I see.
So we'll be able to do a lot more and a lot bigger quilts easier.
Oh, yeah.
So a lot of the sewers are excited to expand from regular sewing to quilting too, now that they see our new equipment.
Yeah, on a domestic machine, you have to move the quilt. The long arm, the machine moves over the stationary quilt.
That's great. And you stand for that, I assume. Okay. Well, that is great. Well, congratulations on getting that. And of course, you guys have a website, which is crazyquiltersguild.org, and if anyone wants more information, they can go there. So.
That's right.
All right. Well, thank you so much, and congratulations.
It's a pleasure.
And we appreciate all of the work you do.
Thanks, Lisa.
All right. And of course, if you want more information about the Crazy Quilters Guild, you can always go to their crazyquiltersguild.org website. And we'll be right back.
I started Sterling Financial under the premise that there was a need for integrity in this industry as well as quality service.
There's such volatility in the stock market. One day it could be up 100 points, the next day it could be down 500 points. Well, what we like to do is be able to have people go to bed and wake up the next morning knowing that their money is safe and secure.
That's what we try to do here at Sterling Financial Advisors, is to create peace of mind and quality of life in retirement.
All right, our movie for today is called Cinderella Man, and it stars Russell Crowe. Great flick. You can see that today at 2 p.m. with subtitles, 6 p.m. without subtitles, brought to you by Memorial Care Saddleback Medical Center. All right, just a few announcements. The Jewish Food Festival is right around the corner with lots of great things to eat and baked goods and all sorts of delicious items, and that's going to be happening on Sunday, April 30th from 5 to 8 p.m. at Clubhouse 1 and Patio. At free admission, the food is, of course, for sale, and those proceeds will go to the Reformed Temple of Laguna Woods. And that'll be lots of fun, and there is a free shuttle bus from Clubhouse 4's parking lot. Now, just a couple of other announcements. The Republican Club is going to have Sheriff Don Barnes attend their meeting, and that is going to be on May 5th at Clubhouse 5, and it begins at 11 o'clock. The meeting is at 11:30, but come early just to talk with other people. If you would like to make a reservation, you'll get in touch with Patty, 303-886-9600, and you can hear Sheriff Don Barnes talk about all sorts of things going on in our community. All right, the Baha'i Club is having a transformational meditation get-together. It's called, this month is called Mercy, and it's going to be on Tuesday, May 16th, Clubhouse 1, Room 2 at 6:30 p.m., and it is inspired through the interfaith sharing. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at our weather. And our weather is looking great for a few days. In fact, it's going to be cooling down after the weekend. So we get just a little taste of some warmer weather. Today we're looking at 79, 57, 79, 56, 70, 54, 65, 53, and 63, 52. And if you're traveling, the numbers look pretty good for the beaches and the mountains, although the mountains are seeing a lot of that snow melting away. Local beaches in the 70s, overnights in the 50s. Tahoe, Big Bear, and Mammoth all in the high 50s, low 60s, overnights in the high 20s and 30s. Palm Springs 93.66 and Las Vegas 85.60. Have a great rest of your Friday. We will see you again right here tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Bye-bye.
The Salvation Army Orange County is committed to building hope in people's lives rather than just more shelters. The Center of Hope, a comprehensive homeless care solution, combines a 325-bed emergency shelter, 72 permanent supportive housing apartments, on-site medical, dental, vision, and mental health care, and an award-winning drug and alcohol rehabilitation center. Donate today to transform lives, create safer neighborhoods, and provide an opportunity to end chronic homelessness in Orange County.
Hi there, I'm Bob Eubanks. Remember me? I'm the king of whoopee. And you're watching Village Television. But everybody does.